Perfect. So I can see a question there from Judy Russell at Lewisham and Greenwich.
Thank you. It's the same question I think you've got in the chat as well and things there. When we seem to have heard this presentation, no offence intended, but we've heard this presentation over several consecutive meetings over the last 6-8 weeks. And the initial presentation to us was for a option of a monthly PCR test, which was the kind of thing that we sounded our participants out about locally, and now we're told we need to stick with the fortnightly PCR tests. I think we're going to try and be as pragmatic as we can about this and try and continue the 2 weekly testing where we can, but I think quite a lot of our participants will vote with their feet and come once a month for a PCR. Is that still acceptable?
Victoria, Anna, would you like to address that question?
Do you want to go, Victoria? You're muted, sorry. Hopefully, can you hear me now? So I appreciate, apologies, I think it's Julie, if there had been confusion caused. I think just to be clear, you know, probably the previous communications from us were I think with the notification and the consultation, and really, and appreciate we have got that flexibility in the protocol, but that's the same as we previously had with the original protocol, which did give us that option for variability between, I think, 1 and 4 week frequency. I think what's really important here is just to reiterate kind of the scientific value. The reason why we're going that fortnightly is because it's only through doing that fortnightly frequency of testing and asymptomatic testing that we stand a chance of picking up the vaccine breakthroughs, which are so critical, which are really essentially part of the core reason for continuing this follow-up, and dropping to monthly. Whilst I appreciate that might have more acceptability to some of your participants, it doesn't give us the same scientific value, so it is a compromise there. So just to emphasise there, apologies if there was confusion there, but really on the balance there of the scientific value, the importance really is to keep that schedule that we have now of the fortnightly PCR, but drop the frequency of the antibody testing, which hopefully on balance, you know, there's benefits there to you as a site, but keeping that fortnightly frequency of PCR testing.
Thank you, Victoria. I'm just looking at in the chat at the further questions that we have. Anna, I don't know if you want to address this question, if you've seen this one. So we have a question about a participant who's actually just come to the end of standard 12-month follow-up, and but she is moving and would be transferring to a new site. The new site has yet to make a decision on the extension, so should they proceed with the transfer or not?
If the participant actually conclude their standard follow-up, they will not be able to be transferred if they are over this 12-month schedule, actually. So if they finish it, the 12 months and the new sites, they finish the 12 months before the transfer is concluded, they will not be able to be transferred to a new site, even if the new site offers the opt-in, because will be like the participant will be concluded, actually will conclude already the 12 months of follow-up. That makes sense. So if the participant, if you're offering the extension in your site, this participant could enroll in your site and then be transferred, if this is the case.
Thanks, Anna. Yeah, that sounds like that'd be maybe a solution for you with this particular participant in that case. I can't see any other hands up at this point, but I can see that there are questions regarding the link to the expression of interest form. Unfortunately, it seems as that's not working for some of you, so we will definitely address that. We'll have a look, we'll investigate and make sure that is fixed, so it's there for you to complete. Okay, I can see a further question. So Anna or Victoria. So this is a question regarding the alignment of samples with the surveys. Do sites need to realign a sample collection according to the survey schedule from the time of starting extended follow-up?
Sorry, Rini, got distracted here. Sorry, can you read this one again?
It's just a question about whether or not it would be sites should aim to have sample collections, so PCRs, in line with the timing and the schedule that participants are receiving their surveys. So the surveys are on a set schedule according to the initial consent date, and obviously in a lot of cases participants have gone out of that schedule, so we have a question on whether or not they should realign from the start of extended follow-up.
Yeah, what we will trigger is continue to be the same, like it's going for the extension, they will continue to be based on their baseline schedule, because extension, as Irene mentioned, will count off 24 months after the baseline, so the enrollment date, the official enrollment date. And this is made as an automated way, so the questionnaires are sending automatically and do not necessarily will match schedules of visits or sampling if you have changed that. So yes, would be ideal if you try to synchronize those if you can, but we understand that this might be a gap anyway.
Thanks, Anna. Just a question there about the slides being circulated. So just to confirm that you will receive a copy of the slides, everyone will get that. We've also got a question about whether you'll be able to have a list of those slides who are offering the extension. So yes, I'm sure this is something we can facilitate at the moment. There is a transfer participant sort of landing page that allows you access a list of all SIREN sites and contact details, and so we'll be able to update this as we are able to confirm which sites are offering extension or not. I think we have one other question regarding the frequency of blood sampling. So the options that we discussed in this meeting were mainly regarding every 3 months or monthly. So there's a question around whether or not this could actually be 2 monthly. As far as I know, this would be fine. So the minimum is every 3 months. So if you wish to do that more frequently, so for example monthly or every 2 months, that would also be absolutely fine. And Anna or Victoria, if you would like to confirm or add to that.
The only thing would be to arrange the labels to be sent correctly in the correct number, because what we originally thought was either to keep monthly schedules or go to quarterly. Quarterly is the preferable one, but if it facilitates in your site to keep it monthly, then we would reduce to monthly as well, just to keep the schedule as it is for any other participant. But we can consider that. We just need to be aware of that so we can organize the label to be sent in the correct number.
Yes, and I think, I guess that only from a sort of scientific point of view, I think we've determined that 3 monthly we're sort of happy with. So if you if monthly is too much, but you want to reduce the frequency, then probably we're happy with 3 monthly. So that would work, and that would then be aligned with other sites that are doing that.
Yeah, this is the preferable one, right, Victoria? Quarterly is the preferable one schedule.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think, yeah, to emphasize that's the default. It's just we've added in that monthly to kind of following feedback in that consultation phase from some trusts who felt that keeping it monthly and alignment with the initial or the standard follow-up would be beneficial. So there's an option there, but our default and our preferred option would be that quarterly.
Apologies, I think I lost internet connection momentarily. So I think we've got a few questions about the sort of the expression of interest form. So just to confirm, we will make sure that link gets to you, and we will have a look into we'll make sure that that link is working, and then you should expect to hear from us. If you haven't heard from us already, then you should expect to do so over the next sort of week or so. We have a last question regarding a participant who's come to the end of follow-up and whether or not they can join the extension. So perhaps I'll just revisit that and clarify. So if a participant has already come to the end of their follow-up, but you as a site would like to offer extended follow-up to them, then they will be able to join that. So as soon as if you've completed that expression of interest form, and then over the next sort of week or so, we will be in touch with you to agree that go live date. Then once that go live date arrives, and on that date, they will be sent the preference form in order to opt in. So they should still be able to join even if they've already completed follow-up. I hope that addresses your question. So if there aren't any further questions, I don't think anyone has their hand up. If you do have further questions, then do raise your hand now. Otherwise, I hope we have addressed every question that has been asked in the meeting chat. Of course, if there are further questions after this meeting, then we are always available. Do send an email in to us, and regional leads for your sites will be available to support through this transition into extended follow-up. So I'll just end by asking Anna or Victoria if they want to add any closing comments, but before we bring the meeting to a close.
I think I'll say thank you very much, Irini. Thank you for the session. Thank you everybody for attending and for your really helpful comments. And yeah, just to emphasise, really sort of excited to work with those of you who are keen. And I know that most of you on this call have already indicated that you're keen to offer extension to your participants. So really looking forward to working with you on this. And we can also, confirm that our first site did go live this week, which is great. And there's been good uptake amongst those participants offered. And again, looking forward to that event in early mid-August when we'll bring some feedback on from the early sites who've adopted. So looking forward to working with you all and getting a number of other sites started, and as we said, potentially the first time that we could be offering for new sites to be coming to go live is Tuesday of next week. So I suppose also if any of you are keen and are ready and roaring and ready to go, do let us know, because we can prioritize you. But we will be staggering it, as we said, just to make sure we iron out any challenges, because it's also a new sort of system that we've built. So we are going to be staggering kind of the go lives by site across the next couple of weeks, as Irini said. But it will be great to get a number of you up and running in the coming weeks. Thank you all very much, and looking forward to working with you on this.
Fantastic, great, yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Victoria. Thank you all for joining the meeting this afternoon, and look forward to working with you over the next year and possibly beyond. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you all.